You want success. You've watched the motivational videos. You've read the self-help books. You've made promises to yourself, set goals, written affirmations on your bathroom mirror. And yet, nothing's changed. You're still stuck. You're still broke. You're still procrastinating. You're still thinking about doing the work instead of doing it. Why? Here's the hard truth. The real reason you're not successful yet isn't because you're lazy or unlucky or born into the wrong circumstances. It's because there's something deep inside you right now that's sabotaging everything. It's not your environment. It's not your boss. It's not the economy. It's you. But not in the way you think. This video is not going to give you cheap motivational cliches. I'm not going to tell you to hustle harder or wake up at 4 a.m. and do cold showers. Instead, I'm going to expose what's actually keeping you stuck. The real enemy. The silent killer of dreams. By the end of this video, you won't just feel motivated, you'll understand. You'll see the game you've been unconsciously playing, and you'll have the power to rewrite the rules. Let's begin. You think you're working hard, you feel busy, you watch podcasts, take notes, plan your future in Notion. You're grinding. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Being busy is not the same as being effective. Most people confuse effort with progress. They feel tired, so they must be doing something important. But being drained at the end of the day doesn't mean you're closer to your goals. Let me ask you this. Are you making measurable progress? Are your actions producing visible results? Are you tracking what's working and what's not? If the answer is no, then you're caught in the illusion of effort. You're not lazy. You're misaligned. You're putting energy in the wrong direction because you're too scared to face what actually needs to be done. The uncomfortable, the uncertain, the unknown. You do what feels safe, not what moves the needle. Fear is the most underestimated force in personal development. Not the fear of spiders or public speaking. I'm talking about the fear of becoming who you're meant to be. Sounds strange, right? But it's real. There's a part of you, deep in your subconscious, that is terrified of success. Because success requires change. It means becoming someone new, leaving the familiar, letting go of your current identity. And for your brain, change equals death. You're biologically wired to stay in what's known, even if the known is miserable. That's why so many people self-sabotage the moment things start working. They ghost on opportunities. They miss the meeting. They scroll instead of finishing the project. It's not laziness. It's not discipline. It's fear, disguised. Look around. What are you consuming every day? Who are you spending time with? What's on your phone screen the moment you wake up? Your environment isn't neutral. It's programming you. If you spend 6 hours a day watching people who are richer, more successful, better looking, what do you think that does to your brain? It puts you in spectator mode. You watch others build, win, grow. You clap for them. You comment. You consume. But you're not in the game. Your brain gets dopamine from their wins, so it doesn't push you to create your own. And the people around you, if they aren't stretching you, challenging you, pushing you to grow, they're holding you back. Even if they're nice, even if they love you, your success requires a new ecosystem, not comfort, growth. This one's going to sting. You're not successful because you haven't really decided to be. You've wished, you've wanted, you've hoped, but you haven't committed. There's a difference. Wanting success means you'll try when it's convenient. Committing to success means you'll do whatever it takes, even when it's inconvenient. And most people live in the gray zone. They want a better life, but not if it means discomfort. They want freedom, but not if it means discipline. So they wait. They wait for motivation, for the right time, for the fear to go away. and it never comes. Real success begins the moment you stop waiting to feel ready. Here's a paradox. The reason you haven't escaped your current life is because, on some level, you don't want to. You've gotten used to it. Even if it sucks, even if it's unfulfilling, even if it's killing your soul, it's familiar, it's predictable, and most people prefer the comfort of a known cage to the uncertainty of freedom. This is why 90% of people live and die inside routines they hate, because change feels dangerous. So here's your moment of truth. Are you willing to let go of who you've been in order to become who you're meant to be? That's the question. That's the turning point, and only you can answer it. Let's be honest. You feel like you're working hard. You're exhausted at the end of the day. You've got your planner filled out, your calendar full, and your phone keeps buzzing with notifications. But here's the brutal truth most people can't handle. Being busy is not the same as being effective. You are not overwhelmed because you're doing too much. You're overwhelmed because you're doing too little of what actually matters. Let that sink in. People wear busy like a badge of honor. But busy is often the disguise for avoidance. Avoiding hard decisions, avoiding real progress, avoiding risk. Because real growth, real success, is terrifying. It forces you to confront your flaws. It demands that you show up consistently, even when no one's watching. Most people are caught in this illusion of productivity, checking emails, rearranging to-do lists, watching tutorials but never applying anything, planning but never executing. They're busy building castles in their heads while life passes them by. The successful understand one thing. They ruthlessly prioritize. They identify the 1% of actions that move the needle and go all in. And that's not glamorous. It's not comfortable, but it works. The 80-20 rule you ignore. You've heard of the Pareto principle. 80% of your results come from 20% of your actions. But here's the catch. Most people spend 80% of their day on things that don't matter at all. Why? Because the 20% that matters usually feels hard, uncomfortable, risky, vulnerable. It's easy to scroll. It's hard to pitch yourself to a client. It's easy to plan. It's hard to launch. It's easy to tweak your logo. It's hard to face rejection. But success isn't about what's easy. It's about what's effective. If you want to be successful, stop optimizing for comfort. Optimize for impact. Cut the noise. Audit your day. Ask, what are the 3 actions I can take today that would actually move me forward? Do only that, and do it well, every day. That's it. Here's something nobody talks about. You will never outperform your identity. You can read every book, watch every video, follow every guru, but if deep down you still see yourself as lazy, average, not good enough, you will subconsciously find ways to sabotage your progress. You'll procrastinate. You'll quit right before the breakthrough. You'll attract people who reflect your low self-worth. Because your brain isn't wired to make you successful. It's wired to keep you consistent with who you believe you are. If you believe you're a failure, you'll act like it. If you believe you're disciplined, you'll act like it. Your actions follow your identity, not the other way around. So how do you shift that identity? The 3-step identity. Upgrade. Step 1. Kill the old story. Write it out. Every limiting belief you've carried. I've never been good with money. I'm not disciplined enough. Success isn't for people like me. Burn it. Bury it. Delete it. That story dies today. Step 2. Choose the new character. If your life were a movie and you were the main character, what would your most powerful version look like? Be specific. What does that person think? How do they walk, speak, dress, show up? Step 3. Align your actions. Every day ask, what would that version of me do today? You don't wait to feel motivated. You act as if you already are that person. And eventually, you won't be pretending anymore. You'll become them. The biggest threat to your success isn't failure, it's distraction. We live in a dopamine-saturated world. Your phone is a weapon of mass distraction. Your attention is constantly hijacked by algorithms designed to addict you. Here's the bitter truth. If you don't own your attention, someone else will. And once your attention is gone, your potential is too. Every scroll, every meaningless notification, every rabbit hole you fall into, it's all costing you something, not just time, but focus, momentum, self-belief. Because the more distracted you become, the harder it is to remember what you were building in the first place. Build a fortress around your focus. Successful people don't have more willpower. They have fewer distractions. Turn off all non-essential notifications. Block toxic apps for at least 4 hours a day. Design your environment so that focus is the default. Make your phone boring. Make your goals exciting. If you can reclaim even 2 to 3 hours of deep, uninterrupted focus per day, you'll be shocked how fast you pull ahead of everyone. This one's going to sting. Most people stay stuck because they're secretly waiting. Waiting for a sign. Waiting for someone to validate their idea. Waiting until they feel ready. Let me say it clearly. No one is coming. No one's going to tap you on the shoulder and say, "It's time." No one's going to tell you that you're finally good enough. Success begins when you stop waiting and start creating. Do the thing. Start messy. Fail publicly. That's how you become someone worth watching. The world doesn't reward potential. It rewards action. Every day there's a war happening in your mind. One side is pushing you toward greatness. The other is begging you to stay safe. And guess what? The battle is invisible. No one sees it but you. And yet, it determines everything. Every time you wake up early instead of snoozing, every time you choose focus over distraction, every time you act with courage instead of comfort, you win a small battle. And small wins compound. Discipline is built in silence. Success is forged in those private moments when no one's watching. But you choose to rise anyway. You want success. But what if I told you that your definition of success might be the very thing holding you back? Most people think success looks like a luxury car, a 6-figure bank account, traveling the world. But those are results, not the source. The real reason people stay stuck is because they chase outcomes instead of becoming the person who attracts them. Let me break this down. Chasing success is a trap. Becoming successful is the path. Read that again. Instead of asking, "How do I make money?" ask, "How do I become the kind of person who creates value effortlessly?" Instead of, "How do I get more followers?" ask, "How do I develop a voice worth following?" The outside world mirrors the inner world. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems and your identity. Here's the part nobody wants to hear. There's a price to pay, and most people aren't willing to pay it. You want freedom, but aren't willing to sacrifice comfort. Wealth, but aren't willing to live broke for a while. Growth, but aren't willing to outgrow people. Success requires you to let go. Let go of old habits. Let go of old friends. Let go of excuses. Let go of your old self. You can't take the old you into the new level you want. And here's the truth. If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. Every level of your life will demand a new version of you. That version won't be created by accident. It will be forged through discipline, through hardship, through consistent, intentional action. Here's the cold, brutal fact. Time is not on your side. Every day you delay, someone else is taking your spot. Every excuse you make gives your dream just a little less oxygen. Tomorrow is a liar. Waiting for the perfect moment is just fear dressed as logic. You don't need another book, another course, another podcast. You need action today. Start ugly, start scared, start imperfect, but just start. Nobody talks about this, but you need to hear it. Success is lonely, not forever, but at first, because the higher you climb, the fewer people will understand you. You'll lose friends, people will doubt you, you'll question yourself, you'll outgrow circles that once felt like home. That's not a sign you're doing something wrong, it's proof you're evolving. And in those quiet moments, when no one claps, when no one believes, you'll have a choice. Do I give in and shrink back to the old me? Or do I keep building even when no one understands? If you can keep going when it's silent, when it's hard, when it's lonely, that's when you become unstoppable. Discipline isn't sexy. It's not exciting. It doesn't go viral, but it's the single greatest force behind every extraordinary life. Wake up when you said you would. Work even when it's boring. Show up when no one else does. Most people quit too early because they don't see results fast enough. But growth is invisible before it becomes unstoppable. You don't see the muscles growing during a workout. You don't see the mental rewiring while you journal. You don't see the seeds taking root when you're learning in silence. But it's all happening. The person you're becoming is already in motion. And every time you choose discipline over distraction, you feed that version. Let the world sleep. You stay sharp. Let them scroll. You build. Let them doubt. You deliver. You're not reading this by accident. You're here because deep down, you know, you're meant for more. You've always known it, even when no one else saw it, even when life tried to break you, even when your environment told you to settle. But you didn't. Because something inside you refuses to die. A fire, a calling, a whisper that says, don't quit. Not now, not yet. So here's the truth. The real reason you're not successful yet is because the version of you that's going to change everything is still being built. But the tools are in your hands. The power is in your mind. And the time is now. If this hits you deep, don't just keep it to yourself. Hit that like button to help this message reach someone else. Subscribe if you're ready to take your growth seriously, not someday, but today. And let me know in the comments, what's your biggest reason for not being successful yet? And what are you doing about it starting now? This is Elevate Your Mindset. Let's rise.